Today, we're going to talk about a proven method to get ahead in life by getting out of debt much faster and then using those funds to propel ourselves forward in all areas of life. So, let's just go ahead and jump right into it here with a quick example. So, this is kind of a generic example, but one that I would say is pretty typical for your average married couple or a family. So, your average American household usually has around $17,000 of credit card debt. Unfortunately, your average college graduate comes out with anywhere from 30 to 40,000 in student loan debt. Then you've got things like cars, credit cards, houses, mortgages, things like that. So this is all some normal stuff, right, that people would have. And it can be a lot. It can be overwhelming. It feels like you're going to be in debt forever. This hypothetical family here is paying about $2,000 a month minimum towards all these different things, which is a large portion of their income, obviously. So how exactly do we get out of this kind of perpetual cycle and get ahead? It's a method called debt stacking or debt snowballing. So I'm going to show you the result at the end of kind of how it pays off. And then after that, I'll show you exactly how to do it. So this hypothetical family with those debts scheduled to be in debt minimum until they're age 64, basically until they retire, right? And that's if they don't add any more debts, right? So you can see how it can be a never-ending cycle. But using debt stacking and debt snowballing, the key here is they're not paying any more money than they were before. So the same $2,000, they're actually able to be out of debt 10 years sooner, which that's a big deal, right? Think about what they could do with all that extra money now, the $2,000 to go wherever they want, whether it be home improvements, vacations, extra savings, and investments for retirement, right? That's a big deal. And now they've avoided $53,000 in interest. And then here on the right was just kind of a quick, what if we were able to find an extra $100 in their budget somewhere? Say they had some unnecessary expenses, or maybe they canceled some subscriptions or something, save money somewhere else. And again, that takes another, 15 months off that they're debt free just by adding $100 to the debts. So how is that even possible? So, well, debt snowballing. Let me show you exactly how it works mechanically. So what you do is you list out all the debts from typically smallest balance to largest. And what you're going to do is once one is paid off, it's rolled into the next debt. So in this example, that $50 would be now going towards that second credit card once it's paid off. And most people are paying more than minimums anyways, but that's how you do it. You take something that you've paid off and roll it to the next one. And pretty soon, you're paying a lot more than your minimum payment and you have fewer debts. But you keep rolling it, and that's how it snowballs, so to speak, very quickly. And that's how we're able to have this kind of result. Now, everyone's numbers are going to be different, right? Changing the interest rate or the balance could drastically change the outcome. Some people may be in debt longer or less. It just depends on your situation. But that's kind of the short version of how this works. You're just taking one thing that's paid off and rolling it into the next. So now I want to show an example. What would happen if you were to take that extra money now and put it towards your savings and your retirement? What that could look like. And I'm just going to say, let's say we take just half of that. So not all of it. So there was 2,000. Let's just use 1,000, right? So now they have half of that to do whatever else they want to do. If they want to take vacations, do some home improvements, whatever it is. But we're just going to take half of that, and they're debt free in this example at 53. Let's say they take that extra 1,000 and save it until 65 and see what happens. Well, in something like a mutual fund, which historically do very well over a long period of time at a conservative 9%, look at that, an extra $250,000 for their retirement. That's a big deal, right? In just 12 years. Let's say there's a lot of mutual funds out there that have done, over 30, 40 plus years, they've done even up to 12%. Right? So now over $300,000 extra towards retirement. But I always like to stick to the lower side, just not to overpromise things, right? So again, that makes a big difference for someone's retirement. And then if you keep letting it grow beyond that, maybe if you don't touch it yet, if you stick to your 401ks and things like that first, you can imagine how that would grow even greater over time. So that was just a really quick example, guys. Hopefully that was helpful to kind of illustrate that concept for you. Debt is a big problem for a lot of people that holds us back and keeps us kind of in a never-ending cycle. But if you can use something like this to get ahead of it and really pay it off, you can imagine how that makes a huge difference long-term in life. So if you have any further questions about that, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm happy to help anybody, and have a great rest of your day, guys.